Welcome to the 15th Region semifinals, as it is Johnson Central, the home team, taking on Pike County Central in game number 1 here this evening. They'll be followed by Pikeville and Paintsville, and those two winners will meet Wednesday night for the 15th Region Championship. The Golden Eagles have taken the field. They are the home team on the scoreboard. And on the mound for Johnson Central, Hunter Blevins. He was 5-2 this year with a 1.95 ERA, and the left-hander is set. And here comes the first pitch, and this game is underway, and there's a strike on the outside corner.
And next, number 5, Lindsey Reed, second baseman.
So quickly ahead,
Number 7, McKenna Atkins.
and the second pitch. And that is outside. 1-1.
Blake Hager started yesterday at first base, and he come in and got the big save, came into a bases-loaded situation, and was able to put out the Shelby Valley threat to preserve the 5-4 win.
Another breaking ball, and that gets the count in favor of Blevins. And there is a swing and a miss for strike 3, and the first out is recorded as a strikeout.
Next batter is going to be Caleb Mouton, and what a game he had behind the plate yesterday for Pike Central. He was just outstanding, I'll tell you. Threw out 2 base runners, made a lot of great defensive stops behind the plate.
And there's a strike, and always good, Ronnie, to start them out with a strike.
Always good to get ahead in the count.
Another beautiful day here at Stonecrest Sports Complex, the city of Prestonsburg. Sharply hit ground ball to short, gloved nicely by Shepard, long throw over, and there's 2 away, and that's how you do it from the number 6 position on the field.
Great stop that time by the shortstop. That's Braden Shepard. Shepard with a nice little backhand, makes the good throw, and that's quickly 2 down for Pike Central.
Caden Crum coming to the plate. He was a Mingy Beef Jerky player of the game yesterday. Had a couple of hits and spectacular defense in the field. And, you know, when his high school season's over, he plays at the highest level of travel baseball. He'll be spending his summer playing around the country. And he takes this one low. So the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. This one's chopped toward third, and it's a foul ball. But you got to like the way that Caleb Callahan approached it. I mean, he made the play. He was going to, he was going to treat it as if it was fair until he got the call that it was foul.
Weather-wise, Eugene, another great afternoon of baseball weather.
Swing and a miss, and the ball hits the dirt, so they throw on down the first for the 3rd out. So 2 strikeouts for Hunter Blevins. Pike County Central goes 1-2-3 here in the top half of the first inning. And it is Johnson Central coming to back with no score. This is the 15th Region Baseball Tournament on D&D Sports, powered by T-Mobile.
If you're looking for a great selection and a great experience for your next Harley-Davidson, come on down to Mountain State Harley-Davidson here in Del Barton, West Virginia.
We have new 2023 models in stock and ready for delivery. Special financing available.
Or choose pre-owned with one of the largest inventories in the tri-state area with great low prices.
Visit our showroom filled with licensed Harley-Davidson apparel and more.
Don't write that check until you check with us, Mountain State Harley-Davidson, 61 Priest Bottom Road, or visit us online at mountainstatehd.com.
Looking for a great selection, great prices, and a great experience on your next ATV, motorcycle, or side-by-side? Come check out Kiefer's Kawasaki.
Our #1 goal is to offer you the best power sport experience at a great price.
Like this new 23 Kawasaki Teryx 4 for only $17,999. Before you write that check, check with us. And remember, your adventure starts here at Kiefer Kawasaki. Route 44 South, Jerry West Highway in Logan, or visit KiefersPowersports.net.
Back at Stonecrest as Pike County Central is in the field. Let's set their defense. Left field, it'll be Hunter Atkins. In center field, Peyton Compton. In right field, Luke Thornberry. Around the infield from third base to first base, it is Patrick Mandrell, Caden Crum, Cameron Shearer, Isaac Blankenship, and the battery, Caleb Mouton. And the pitcher tonight is going to be Blake Blevins.
Cameron Kelsey leading off last night. Got on base 3 times from his leadoff position.
Blake Hager had 90 strikeouts on the season and throws some gas up there on that first pitch, but it's outside. That was on the outside. Our umpires behind the plate, Jeff Lovely. First base, John Runyon. Second base, Chris Ward. At third base, Johnny Lovely. And yes, that is a father-son combination. Jeff Lovely behind the plate and son John Lovely at third base. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's Kelsey. Takes one outside for ball 2, 2-2. We have softball.
Shelby Valley Johnson Central just getting underway.
It looks like they're at the bottom of the first inning with no score. You know, you got a pitcher like on the mound. That was a wicked curveball, just bit too much. But you know, you got Blevins with 90 strikeouts on the season. That means you got some pretty good stuff, Ronnie.
Yeah, absolutely, no question about it. You know, the strikeout to walk ratio so important, along with ERA for a pitcher.
There's a swing and a miss. They helped him out a little bit.
So I think he swung at ball 4. I think that was a little low. And then Brock Butcher, he's another one that had an outstanding defensive game yesterday. The catcher wears number 13.
So 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Game moving right along. I don't want to jinx it, but these guys throwing strikes.
Game immediately following this one will be the Paintsville Tigers taking on the Pikeville Panthers. Should be a dandy. Goes without saying.
Butcher hit .303 on the season, and that one missed inside.
Has the build of a catcher. Stocky. Muscular.
The 2-0. Wrapped towards third. Gloved over there by Mandrell. He throws across, and the tag applied by Blankenship as he come off the bag, and that's quickly 2 out.
Cole Ward coming up. First baseman.
Oh, we've already seen some leather being flashed around on the field today.
We seen it yesterday. Ward yesterday went 1 for 5. Reached base twice. Got on by an error one time.
Patrick Mandrell holding down that hot corner for Pike County Central.
Ward, the first left-handed, Kelsey also was a left-handed batter, but Cole Ward hitting from the left side. I want to thank everybody, the corporate sponsors, Community Trust Bank, Food City, and Appalachian Waters for their sponsorship of this year's 15th Region Tournament.
And there's a strike. Count evens 1-1. And Mayor Les Stapleton has been a most gracious host to D&D Sports, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll second that. I agree with you.
Swing and miss on strike 2, and some people he wants to recognize Of course, the Talent Foundation, Mountain Enterprise, Mountain Aggregates, Grains Unlimited. These people have really donated machinery, time, and effort to make this facility what it is. He reaches out and touches one into left field for a base hit.
Boy, that is just a good piece of hitting. That's what I call going with the pitch. He was high and outside, just got a good bat on it. Chase Priest up now, wore number 3 yesterday, wearing 19 today. He had a big game yesterday, got on twice, had a big double and an RBI, reached on a walk.
Yeah, that was his 13th double of the season. So Pike Central really, there's a drive into center field, and it's going to hang up long enough for
Kelsey,
Compton.
Peyton Compton.
Peyton Compton comes in and makes the grab for out number 3. So the Golden Eagles, no runs, 1 hit. They strand a runner. We go to the 2nd inning, powered by T-Mobile. This is the 15th Region Baseball Tournament on D&D Sports.
If you're looking for a pharmacy that's still got a hometown feel, come to Kemper Pharmacy in Kemper, Kentucky. They'll treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. You can also get free University of Kentucky basketball schedules today at Kemper Pharmacy. Kemper Pharmacy is a proud supporter of all mountain athletes.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
Now, first.
Isaac Blankenship to lead things off for Pike County Central. They went 1-2-3 in the first inning. As Blevins had a couple of strikeouts in the top half of the first. And that's an off-speed breaking ball that had Blankenship way out in front. 3:07 down the lines here at Stonecrest Baseball Park. There's a ground ball headed towards third. Grabbed over there by Callahan, and nice stretch at first base by Gavin Crum, and that's out number 1.
Blevins with 2 strikeouts in the first inning.
So Peyton Compton coming to the plate. Wearing number 11. Check swing, but it's a strike anyway.
Compton, an excellent defensive center fielder.
Plate number 2, Addison Burgess.
And he's check swings again, and he went too far. He's down in the count 0-2. Right now, Blevins can't get the ball back in his glove and ready to pitch fast enough. He's raring to go. And there's a ground ball headed towards third again. Callahan, long throw over, and gets him by a step. And he had to rifle that one. Put some extra mustard on that throw. So 2 down.
Patrick Mandrell, the third baseman, up.
Mandrell.
Good glove guy.
Yeah, 268 hitter on the season. And there's strike 1, and if I'm not mistaken, Blevins has gotten the first pitch strike over for all 6 hitters now.
I think he has. I think he is doing a terrific job getting ahead of the batters.
Another change up on that one, I believe. Misses outside. That one, fastball. Cuts the outer half of the plate for strike 2. And he works from pretty much a windup. And a little bit of a waist pitch there, off speed and outside.
Girls softball action going on, semi-final action. This is Johnson Central with their come from behind win 7-4 over Pike Central. They'll take it on Shelby Valley.
There's a chopper. That's going to be a tough play. Bare hand and throw. It is going to go into off the glove into short right field. I'm going to give a base hit on that
Absolutely, I agree with the scoring on that. First hit of the game for Pike Central, their first base runner, and Cameron Shearer is going to come up to the plate.
But I'll tell you what, Blevins had the forethought to barehand that ball. That was the only chance he was going to have.
Now at number 12, Cameron Shearer.
So Shearer comes to the plate. Do you try to steal a run here, get a man in scoring position by running him?
Oh, very possible.
Swing and a miss.
Shearer, what a game he had yesterday. Pitched a terrific game for Pike Central, got the win.
Well, gave up the first run in the top of the first and 4 innings of shutout baseball after that. Big lead at first. Takes that one in tight.
It's amazing on the breaking balls how they try to lean into it, get the hit by pitch, but boy, when the heat comes, they hit the deck.
Another good lead over at first. And way out in front of that changeup.
Boy, that was about a 55-mile-an-hour changeup. You didn't think it was going to make it to the plate.
Cameron Shearer way out in front of that one. And that sets you up for the fastball low and away, doesn't it? They come with another off-speed pitch to the outside. Count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, a runner on here. We're in the bottom of the, or excuse me, we're in the top of the second inning. No score. Johnson Central and Pike County Central. And the payoff coming to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 strikeouts already in the ball game for Hunter Blevins. And that'll take care of things for Pike County Central here in the second. 1 hit, 1 run. Or excuse me, 1 hit, 1 left on base. An inning and a half in the books. No score from Stonecrest. This is D&D Sports, and we're powered by T-Mobile.
If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today.
Welcome back to Stonecrest. We mentioned the Talent Foundation, Mountain Enterprises, Mountain Aggregates, and Drains Unlimited for their services. Also, Prestonsburg City Utilities, the Prestonsburg Parks Department, the Public Works, Van Hoos Lumber, and Sportscapes Construction. All those entities have combined to make a fabulous, fabulous facility here at Stonecrest Sports Complex. Going to the bottom of the second, it'll be Crum, Shepard, and Callahan. That'll be the first 3. That'll be trying to get something going with Blake Hager on the mound for Pike County Central.
As we said earlier, Hager come up with the big save yesterday. Preserved the 5-4 win over Shelby Valley. Shearer got the win.
Now we're ready to go. Something had play halted for a second, and now home plate Jeff Lovely says play ball. First pitch, swing and a miss.
Gavin Crum got on base 3 times, just do a double and 2 walks.
A nice breaking ball.
Boy, that was, wasn't it? I'm telling you, that was.
That's very tough to hit. Big crowd on hand again today. The pitch. Crum knew it. All he could do was turn and go back to the dugout because I think he might have been looking for that breaking ball and got surprised with some heat.
Braden Shepard, the slick fielding shortstop, now due up.
And the pitch swung on and missed.
Shepard reached base twice yesterday, once on a base on balls, also had a single.
Well, we're early, but we're shaping up for a pitcher's duel, aren't we?
Thus far.
There's the curveball, and that's at the knees for a strike. I'm amazed at the mastery that we have seen in just 4+ ball games of the breaking pitches that these guys have.
You know, you don't get this far to the semifinals of the regional tournament without good defense. I've really been impressed with just about every team's defense.
Pike Central playing straight away. That curveball hangs a little high to Shepard. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. You throw about anything you want right now. That one's going to be popped sky high in the infield. And coming in from second base, Cameron Shearer calls for it and makes the catch for out number 2. Another difficult sky. Just that pale blue sky. That white baseball can get lost if it gets high enough, can't it?
I have easily done, let me tell you. McClanahan the DH up. Hager looking for a 1-2-3 inning.
And I don't believe he's going to get it, if that's fair. And it is. No,
Nope,
they call it foul. So
softball score to pass along to you. Johnson Central with the early 2-0 lead over Valley.
the ball was very, very close to being fair. Of course, the lines are painted right now. The chalk didn't arrive. I'm like Mr. Stapleton when he talks about it. He likes that line being chalk, so if the ball hits it, that dust flies. And he said that makes it baseball.
Up next, number 14, Sophie Young.
So 2 strikes. And the pitch.
Waste pitch.
Tantalizing. But you know, you got to be careful with those waste pitches. You don't want to do too many of them because you are on a pitch count. But in high school, you can go as high as 120 in a game. And there's one.
Ooh, close.
You know, from our vantage point, the only thing we can tell maybe is high and low, but that could have been outside. The 2-2 curveball, and that one stays out as well.
Playing deep at the corners for McClanahan. First baseman, third baseman, way back behind the bags.
So after being ahead 0-2, the 3-2 is going to be hit in the air down the first baseline. Could be a play on it, and moving over and making the catch is going to be Isaac Blankenship for out number 3. So nothing in the bottom of the second for Johnson Central. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And after 2 complete, we have a 0-0 tie in his first semifinal game of the 15th Region Baseball Tournament from Stonecrest on D&D Sports.
Looking for a good printing company? Come to Custom Print and Design in South Williamson, Kentucky. Mike Stafford can take care of all your needs. Whether it's game day gear, election ads, or just business material, they can do it. They can embroider, screen print, digital printing, signs and banners, decals and labels, business forms, vinyl lettering, team apparel, ad specialty, and more. Come see us at Custom Print and Design in South Williamson. Gracie and Tate merchandising has become a staple here in the Danville and Madison community. They'll make sure you find that treasure that's been eluding you. Everything you need under one roof. New items at discounted prices right here at Gracie and Tate Merchandising. Go Skyhawks! Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky.
We go to the top of the third inning with no score, Johnson Central and Pike County Central. And to bring you the middle innings, Ronnie Paul Newsom.
Thank you very much, Eugene. It's going to be W.G. Newsom, the DH. He's going to be the first man up here in the top of the third. He'll be followed by Hunter Atkins and Luke Thornsberry. Pike Central with one hit in the game. Blevins has struck out 3 and not walked anybody yet. The big left-hander winds, throws, and hits outside. 1-0. And there's a foul ball chopped out at the plate. 2-1 the count. Pike Central coached by first-year head man Will Ward. They won the 60th district. And Johnson Central runner-up out of the 57th, coached by longtime coach Sean Hall. Had a lot of success with the Golden Eagle program. There was a pitch way outside. Looked like Blevins lost control of it. Blevins, a big, tall, lanky left-hander, wears number 10.
That was one of your pitches when I was batting.
Boy, wasn't it, though? I have to say, I agree. Wind up. Here comes the pitch. And it's going to be the first walk of the game, charged to Blevins. And Newsom is on. And for the first time in the game, Pike Central has the leadoff guy on.
Is this a time maybe if you're Will Ward that you want to put down a bunt as you're moving toward the bottom part of your lineup? Try to flip it around and get a man in scoring position. Well, he squared early, didn't he? Can you get any closer than Caleb Callahan?
Is this W.G. Newsom with a number 2? Do you have Newsom with number 2? Swing and a miss, left-handed swing.
Warren Newsom, yes, I have him as number 2.
Wonder if they've switched the lineups. I wonder now who drew the base on balls. Was it Hunter Atkins? Hunter wears number 4.
Yeah, that is Hunter Atkins that
Hunter
did draw
Atkins,
the walk.
okay.
So sometimes there are changes made before we get them.
So W.G. Newsom, the DH.
Atkins on at first with good speed.
Left-hander facing left-hander, and Newsom goes down on strikes. Blevins with his 4th strikeout of the game. 1 out, 1 on, top of the third inning, no score.
At the plate, number 7, McKenna Atkins.
And Blake Hager's up. He struck out in the first inning. Grounder right back through the box. Are they going to be able to get two? They get to force the throw to first. Not in time. Good execution. Blevins made the nice toss to second base. But hustling down the line was Hager, and he's safe on the fielder's choice.
No indecision, though, about making the throw to second base. That is a hard double play to turn. 1 to 6 to 3.
Brings up the catcher, Caleb Mouton. He grounded to short his first time up, 6-3. So now there's 2 outs, and the runner on first, and the runner on first is Blake Hager, the pitcher.
Now batting number 9, Elena.
Mouton had a great season at the plate, batting .313 on the season.
Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. 0-1. Mouton in the hole. Following this game, it will be Paintsville against Pikeville. I think you'll see Connor Fugik against Isaac Duty on the hill. That's a great matchup. Be surprised if there's many runs in that game. Well, I tell you, he's really got that breaking ball working. He's got the hitters way out in front of it. Swing and a miss by Mouton, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
You know, I used to like to, if I had one throwing like that, I'd like to step up in the box.
Yes.
And cut down the distance. They're going to try to waste one on the corner. He hit the spot, but the spot was about 4 inches outside. They really don't want to get anything into his wheelhouse and let him be able to turn on something inside. See if Pike Central starts a runner here. And that's going to be foul.
Down the third baseline. Count remains 1-2.
And he did turn on it, didn't he?
You think after a while, maybe when you see Blevins for the second time, you might be looking breaking ball. He's thrown a ton of them.
Well, you know, he's had the pattern of starting everybody out, or most everybody out with the breaking ball.
Pitch on the outside. Count evens at 2-2. Blake Hager's the runner at first. He reached on a fielder's choice. Pike Central's had 2 base runners, 1 hit and 1 walk. Blevins has struck out 4.
Looking at the flag in center field, it's hanging straight down, so won't be anything aided by the wind.
That breaking ball not even close when the count goes to 4.
And that'll start the runner on the pitch. Give him a little advantage. Maybe could score on a double.
2 out, base runner at first. Got a pretty good lead, got a 2-step lead. And he's off. And the ball is popped up in the infield. Shepard circles, makes the grab, and we've come to the end of 2.5 innings of play, and we don't have a score. Pike Central nothing, Johnson Central nothing. You'll listen to the 15th Region on D&D Sports.
If you're looking for a great selection and a great experience for your next Harley-Davidson, come on down to Mountain State Harley-Davidson here in Del Barton, West Virginia.
We have new 2023 models in stock and ready for delivery. Special financing available.
Or choose pre-owned with one of the largest inventories in the tri-state area with great low prices.
Visit our showroom filled with licensed Harley-Davidson apparel and more.
Don't write that check until you check with us, Mountain State Harley-Davidson, 61 Priest Bottom Road, or visit us online at mountainstatehd.com.
Tax season coming up. If you're looking for a car lot with no bumps, no added tags, no gimmicks, no added dealer markups, come to Man Toyota in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We'll have you leaving our lot saying, man, what a deal.
Welcome back to Stonecrest Park and Athletic Complex. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We have no score yet. Pike Central with 1 hit in the game. And Johnson Central with one hit in the game. That was a single back in the first by Cole Ward. Johnson Central went down 1-2-3 in the second inning. Ethan McCarty will lead off the bottom of the third inning against Blake Hager. Hager's fan two. He hasn't walked anybody. Moving right along here. McCarty, the right fielder, wears number 4. Johnson Central, black helmets, black jerseys, white pants, gold numerals. Pike Central, black jerseys, trimmed in red and blue. And here we go. Hager with the first pitch of the bottom of the third. It's high and inside, 1-0 to McCarty. McCarty last night had one hit, a base hit. Drove in a run.
Now batting number 2, Addison Burgess.
And there's a chopper to first base. Blankenship handles it without any problem at all. Wins the race to the bag, and there's quickly one down in the third inning. Boston Crace comes up, a left fielder. Wears number 8. Boston Crace. Cameron Kelsey, the leadoff hitter, will be on deck. We'll get back to the top of the order. Wind up from Hager. Ground ball to third base. Mandrell has it. Tossed to Blankenship. And there's quickly 2 down. And back to the top of the order to Kelsey. He struck out in the first inning.
Now batting number 9, Cameron Kelsey.
2 down. Left-handed hitting Kelsey. Looks for the ball outside. Hager looking for his second straight 1-2-3 inning. And he falls behind in the count 2-0. Bottom of the third, no score.
Now batting number 15.
They're playing Kelsey straight away. Cameron Kelsey looks at a ball. 3 straight balls by Hager. Up to this point, Hager has not walked a batter. .30 pitch, I'm sure Kelsey will be taking here. And he is, and he looks at a call strike. .3-1, can Hager battle back and get him? They play straight away for Kelsey in the outfield. And he draws ball 4, so he reaches here in the third inning. First base on ball given up by Hager. He had retired 6 straight up to that point. And coming up, Brock Butcher. He grounded to third last time. Following this game, we have the Paintsville Tigers and the Pikeville Panthers. Johnson Central got here with a 10-4 win over Floyd County Central last night, putting a big 8 spot on the board in the bottom of 4th, and there's a balk called, and that's going to put a runner in scoring position. So Kelsey doesn't have to steal second. He's awarded second. That balk was called by the first base ump. So 2 out, Kelsey on second. Comes the first pitch to Butcher, and he looks at a strike. 0-1 the count. Johnson Central is leading Valley 3-0, excuse me, going into the top of the third. And
Oh,
they got him
the
picked
pickup.
off. Can they get it? They don't execute it very well. And it's a stolen base. And Eugene, I thought the second baseman took a long time delivering the ball. You got to get rid of that quick. Great pickoff move by Hager, and they had him dead to right. But immediately Kelsey broke for third, and Pike Central literally took a long time to get the ball from second to third.
Shearer may have had trouble getting the ball out of his glove.
0-1 count on the hitter, Butcher. Fouls it straight back. He's in the hole 2-0. First time we've had a runner at third base in the game at Cameron Kelsey. He reached on the fielder. He walked. Got the second on a balk. He steals third. So
Puts a little pressure on Mouton behind the plate, doesn't it? Got to block everything, which he did yesterday with great precision.
pitch inside, 1-2. Another glorious day for high school baseball and softball here from Prestonsburg. And what a host they've been. Tremendous. Done an outstanding job with this tournament.
So far this year, I think it's in the one of the top 10 days of the year weather-wise.
Hager taking a lot of time between pitches right now with the runner on third. He's pitching from the stretch. And there's a curveball in the dirt. Count evens at 2. Good job by Mouton with the block. As we talked about it yesterday, a lot of foul space here. Foul territory is forever. So if the ball gets by you and goes to the screen, you're going to score. If you got any kind of jump at all, you're going to score.
The distance from home plate to the backstop is 50 feet. I think 55 is the max that you can have in high school.
Well, Hager right now, you think he's letting the runner bother him a little bit? He steps off the rubber, back on the rubber, counts 2-2 to Brock Butcher, the catcher.
Not a bad idea to slow yourself down a little bit.
Comes with the heat, and he got Butcher looking. And we've come to the end of the 3 innings of play, and we're scoreless. Johnson Central and Pike Central will be back with the start of the 4th inning.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
Hi, everybody. Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
If you're looking for a pharmacy that's still got a hometown feel, come to Kemper Pharmacy in Kemper, Kentucky. They'll treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. You can also get free University of Kentucky basketball schedules today at Kemper Pharmacy. Kemper Pharmacy is a proud supporter of all mountain athletes.
We go to the 4th inning. Johnson Central, Pike County Central, no score. And it will be Crum leading things off for Pike County Central. He's the leading hitter for the Hawks on the season, batting .435. Had 40 base hits and 92 at bats. Knocked in 27 runs, scored 25. And that doesn't begin to tell the story with the glove he has out at shortstop.
Just a very good all-around player. That's what you can say about Caden Crum.
And we've seen some outstanding defense by both these teams. And some pretty good pitching, situation pitching.
Blevins threw 3 innings, has struck out 4, walked 1. He's allowed 1 hit.
Pitch count for either pitcher, not even in the discussion right now. This game's moving right along. Already in the 4th inning.
Caden Crum wears number 3. Struck out his first time in the 1st inning. See if he can get something going. We've only had the leadoff batter on base 1 time.
And it's important to get that first strike, and that is something that Blevins has done with regularity here in this ball game.
Off-speed pitch, call strike. Once again, Blevins getting ahead of the hitter. Outfield playing straight away for Crum. Everyone back deep on the infield. Of course, we got turf here, so it gets to you pretty quick, just like that. Throw across the plate base from a third baseman, and first out of the inning.
I think that's about the third put out for Callahan at third base so far. He's been a busy man over there for the Golden Eagles. You know, Ronnie, just talking baseball in general, there's different philosophies of hitting. You know, there's certain guys that they're going to hit the first pitch that they see that they can get the bat on the ball. There's other guys who like to take a couple pitches. And there's a first pitch swing, and that one's lifted in the right center field.
And it's caught out there.
Ethan McCarty.
Ethan McCarty with the catch. Quickly 2 down for Blevins here in the top of the 4th.
Had the glasses down. You see the sun reflecting off these glasses.
Blankenship now 0 for 2.
So far, a 3-pitch inning.
And coming up to plate will be the center fielder, Peyton Compton. Compton, the first time up, grounded out to third.
They're playing him a little bit shallow.
I tell you, I'm like you, Clanahan's been busy at third base. He's got several putouts.
And now
softball makes its way out into the baseball field. No score. Top of the 4th inning. 2 out for Pike Central. No base runners. And Peyton Compton at the plate. Like I say, grounded out to short in the 2nd inning. Breaking pitch. Does it catch the corner? It does. Count evens at 1.
I was just kind of noticing the batting eye for these hitters. Only thing, is it the Arizona Diamondbacks who has that mountain in the background? Or I'm not quite sure which team it is, but that's such a great natural hitting. It's a hitter's ballpark.
Anaheim's got that. Anaheim's got
the
the falls and the mountain in the background.
That's the one I was trying to think of.
And Peyton Compton goes down on strikes. Blevins gets his 5th strikeout of the game. We go to the bottom of the 4th. No score, Johnson Central and Pike County Central.
If you're looking for a friendly and fun atmosphere to enjoy your daily cuisine, come to Cheech's Pizza in Lenore, West Virginia. Cheech's Pizza has world-renowned cheese sticks, delicious pizza, and the best subs in the pizza and pasta game. Don't forget to take advantage of our milkshake shop located inside. Bring your family down to meet ours. We are the place that treats you like family from the second you pull in the parking lot. We look forward to seeing you here at Cheech's Pizza.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Okay, sorry.
Ward, Priest, and Crum, the scheduled hitters for Johnson Central as we go to the bottom of the 4th. You look at the scoreboard, nothing but goose eggs out there right now. Well-played game to this point. Pitchers have been on top of their game.
Gotten ahead of the hitters, both of them. Very few base on balls.
And the defense has backed them up well.
Each team has just allowed 1 hit. Coming up first will be Cole Ward.
Yeah, the left-hander.
He's got the only hit in the game thus far for Johnson Central. Left-handed batter wears number 22.
And that's when he fought off one on the outside and poked it into left field.
Looks a little like Don Mattingly. And he takes a strike on the outside corner.
Well, if you're going to emulate someone at the plate, that would be a dandy to emulate.
Cincinnati Reds, losers again yesterday. They were swept by the Yankees. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Another pitcher on the outside. Does this one catch a corner? Yes, it does. Ward quickly behind 0-2.
Now, do you throw the back ankle slider at him?
Open stance. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt. Count 1 and 2. Bottom of the fifth, no score. Each team with one hit. Hager's been masterful
We have
on the mound.
one runner to get to third, two runners in scoring position for the whole game so far.
3 strikeouts, 1 base on ball for Hager. You know, it goes without saying, you're so much more effective when you don't issue those free passes, when you don't put runners on base. Wow. Makes it so much easier. 2-2 pitch coming. Bottom of the fifth. 2-2, and he's gone full. He got ahead 0-2. He's tried to bite that corner, but he's missed on 3 straight pitches. He doesn't. Boy, he puts it on the line, and there's a diving catch in right field. What a play by the right fielder for Pike Central, and that is Luke Thornsberry. Wow. Diving catch, and he helps out his pitcher.
You know, that one looked like it was going to take off and head toward the fence, but it kind of died out there. But it was hit on the line.
It's going to bring up Priest. He flied to center field his first time up. Takes pitch high. Boy, Luke Thornsberry with their play of the game thus far. A diving catch into right field. Comes the 1-0 pitch, high and tight.
That'll back you up. Knocked him off the plate.
Count 2-0 to Priest, 0 for 1 in the game. Comes the 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Swing and miss by Priest. Count 2-1 now. No score. Bottom half of the fifth inning. Not many base runners. Only 2 hits in the game combined by these two clubs. Comes the pitch, and it's a breaking ball, stays high. And it's 3-1 now.
He's not been behind many hitters, has he?
No, he has not.
Needs a couple of strikes here.
And this one's inside, so second walk of the game issued by Hager. And Priest is going to trot down to first. 1 out. Gavin Crum is going to be the hitter.
And he is in the number 5 spot for Johnson Central.
Struck out his first time up.
Averages a hit every 3 times to the plate.
333.
And they said you didn't know math.
1 on, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. It's high. Mouton threatens to throw down behind the runner, but he holds on to it. Hager has now thrown 5 straight balls. Do they do a little hit and run? He's thrown 6 straight balls high and inside.
Might be time for a little chat.
Mouton walking out to the mound.
Glancing to my right, it looks like Johnson Central has made a spectacular defensive play. Looks like scores 3-1 right now. Johnson Central leading over Shelby Valley in girls softball action as we try to update you on those games that'll be playing on the field to our right.
Hager behind on the count 2-0. He's thrown 6 straight balls, and there's a ball that's going to be skied up out of play over the third base dugout, 2-1 on the count.
And I don't have a problem with my number 5 hitter getting his pitch and taking a rip at it.
And he did. He had a good swing at it. Just got through it a little quick. A lot of people say, hey, pitcher's thrown 6 straight balls. I'm like you. It all depends who I got up there with that bat in their hand.
You got a man that can rifle one into the alley, and then he comes back and swings at one that might have been out of the strike zone and evens the count 2-2.
Crum, the first baseman, wears number 15.
What's the pitcher's best friend, Ronnie Paul?
Double play. And there's a swing and a miss. Crum goes down on strikes for the second straight time. Now there's 2 down. And that's going to be Braden Shepard to the plate. He popped to second his first time.
If that ball hit the dirt, the rule is if first base is occupied, there's less than 2 out. The hitter cannot run on a third strike that hits the dirt. Unless there's 2 out, then you can.
Throw over to first. Kind of keep Priest honest there. Braden Shepard, the shortstop, up. Like I say, 0 for 1, popped to second. And that's in the dirt, but the runner doesn't advance. Good job of Mouton keeping it in front of him, as he normally does. Bottom half of the 4th inning, no score in this game.
You know, that particular time, I don't think he tried to use his glove to catch the ball. I just think he let his chest protector drop in front of him and kept his eye on the runner.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Hager, it's in the dirt, 2-0. Boy, Hager, I think, has labored more this inning. He's thrown more pitches here in the bottom of the 4th than he has any other inning.
And I've seen him take more of a look at the runner at first base with 2 out. You know, with 2 out, just go get the hitter. You're a whole lot better off to work from the stretch and work on the hitter than you are to maybe lose the hitter and then have runners at first and second base and try to pick out of a pitch out of a jam.
Now having a meeting at the mound. If this was the majors, would think that they were buying a little time while the bullpen got ready.
I think it's actually a charged timeout to the offense. And Mouton took the opportunity to go out and talk to Hager.
Shepard back in the batter's box. Mouton making his way back behind the plate. 2 outs, runner on first, no score. Counts 2-0.
You think seeing the guys get thrown out yesterday trying to steal has had effect in this ball game?
I'm like you. There's another throw over to first. It seems like Hager's really worried about Priest at first base. Hager being very deliberate. Comes with the pitch, and he gets the call strike. 2-1 on Shepard. Slick fielding shortstop. Clanahan on deck. Caleb, that is. There's a grounder, high chopper at third base. Mandrell has it, throws a high throw, and it's going to be an error. Ball gets by the first baseman, and Johnson Central's going to have runners at second and third. As Mandrell, that was easy. He's had a lot tougher plays than that. First error of the game.
Maybe thought he had too much time.
And here comes Clanahan with a chance to really, really give his team a lead. He's got 2 men in scoring position, 2 out. Looked like it was going to be an easy bottom of the 4th for Hager, but he's ran into trouble. And we're having all kinds of conferences. It's like the United Nations. The first baseman, second baseman's meeting. Base runners are meeting with the first base coaches, and the catcher and the pitcher are still talking. We've got conferences going on everywhere.
We can just do it with a Zoom call. How's that?
And Caleb Clanahan checks in.
Yeah.
He popped out to first in foul territory his first time up.
You think it'll be a day when the manager can text these fielders?
Second and third for Johnson Central.
I stole that one from Thomas Rainey.
Ball low and inside. Shepard is at second. Priest is at third.
First real trouble and threat of the ball game.
That's low. Count goes to 2-0. Hager getting behind on the batters now.
Pitch count starting to get up there. Probably not to worry about anything. I guess he's there for the duration, I believe.
That is a ball low inside. The count goes to 3-0. Is he being careful with McClanahan?
Do you turn McClanahan loose? Think you might get one down the heart of the plate?
Very possible. Very possible. Comes the 3-0, and well, nope, he was taken all the way, and it's right down the heart of the plate. 3-1 now.
But if you're going to take 3-1, I think you take 3-2.
Grounder chopped down the third baseline. The count goes full now.
Well, Blake Hager's a pitch away from getting out of this jam that he's gotten himself into. Well, he really didn't get himself into it.
Should have been out of the inning. Throwing error from the third baseman.
Anything score, if they do score, everything would be an unearned run to this point. Because the third out should have been made at first base. So the most important pitch of the ball game right now coming.
Now the plate number 30, Josie Dials.
Now look at that curveball.
Wow. And McClanahan is caught looking. That's the third out of the inning. And Johnson Central leaves two runners on, and we've come to the end of the fourth inning, and we still have no score between Johnson Central and Pike County Central.
If you're looking for a great selection and a great experience for your next Harley-Davidson, come on down to Mountain State Harley-Davidson here in Del Barton, West Virginia.
We have new 2023 models in stock and ready for delivery. Special financing available.
Or choose pre-owned with one of the largest inventories in the tri-state area with great low prices.
Visit our showroom filled with licensed Harley-Davidson apparel and more.
Don't write that check until you check with us, Mountain State Harley-Davidson, 61 Priest Bottom Road, or visit us online at mountainstatehd.com.
Looking for a good printing company? Come to Custom Print and Design in South Williamson, Kentucky. Mike Stafford can take care of all your needs. Whether it's game day gear, election ads, or just business material, they can do it. They can embroider, screen print, digital printing.
So far, nothing but zeros on the scoreboard as we go to the top of the fifth inning. And batting for Pike County Central will be Patrick Mandrell. And the first pitch to Mandrell's outside. Mandrell did get a single. He has a base hit in the ball game. And the count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1-1 is down and 2-1 to count. Johnson Central had a legitimate threat there in the bottom of the fourth, but they came up empty. Mandrell swings through a off-speed pitch.
Mandrell had the infield hit. The only hit in the game thus far for Pike Central.
Got a piece of that one.
Only hit in the game.
Got a little piece of that one to stay alive.
Blevins has struck out 5, walked 1, allowed 1 hit. It's a pretty good line going in at the top of the 5th inning.
Both these guys have done the job on the mound.
Hager and Blevins, pitching duel.
And the defense behind them has supported them pretty well. Only a couple errors in the ball game. But this is high school baseball. You're going to see an error every now and then. And the tag is missed, and the throw has to be dug out.
Wow, made that interesting.
Gavin Crum with a short hop grab at first base saves a base runner. Well, Butcher thought he got the tag, but the umpire gave the safe signal.
And that's going to bring up Shearer. He struck out his first time.
Well, from where we're at, of course, it's getting on the hitter a whole lot quicker than it is that we imagine from up here. But it just looks so tantalizing, that high breaking stuff that he's bringing to the plate.
Boy, he is really fooling the hitters. They've not made any adjustments and not being able to catch up to Blevins.
And he gets the ball. He's on the mound. He's ready to go. He doesn't want a chance for him to dig in at the plate. And now time is called.
I think they're trying to slow him down a little, don't you?
I think that's a move. Try to get him out of his rhythm.
Now, let me tell you, if I'm pitching, it's 0-2 right now. I'm going to come with a little high heat, up and in.
That or the back foot slider. There's a soft liner caught at second base. That's Cole Ward with the grab, with the put out. And that's 2 out already here in the 5th inning.
And it's going to be Hunter Atkins up. Hunter reached on a base on ball his first time.
Left fielder for the Hawks. Again, I cannot emphasize enough the importance and how Blevins has gotten the first strike over the plate. And I'm not so sure that Blake Hager hasn't done the same thing. Neither pitcher has been pitching from behind, Ronnie, except there that last inning. Hager had a little bit of problem. Just missed. I know that you've got your pulled pork sandwich and there's a strikeout. My question is, how are you going to eat that thing? There's a strikeout at the end of the inning. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Still no score here at Stonecrest. Johnson Central and Pike County Central. They're in a good one right here in the 15th Region Tournament, powered by T-Mobile on D&D Sports.
Looking for a good printing company? Come to Custom Print and Design in South Williamson, Kentucky. Mike Stafford can take care of all your needs. Whether it's game day gear, election ads, or just business material, they can do it. They can embroider, screen print, digital printing, signs and banners, decals and labels, business forms, vinyl lettering, team apparel, ad specialty, and more. Come see us at Custom Print and Design in South Williamson.
Hi, everybody. Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank in Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
It's going to be Ethan McCarty, Boston Crace, and in the top of the order, Cameron Kelsey. The scheduled 3 hitters here in the bottom of the 5th for Johnson Central. No score in the ball game. Both pitchers have been in command of their pitches, mixing it up with fastballs and off-speed changeups and curveballs. And right now, the team that scores first is going to go a leg up of putting some pressure on the defense and getting ever so close to that semifinal game. The first pitch is taken high to Ethan McCart. Ethan, the right fielder for Johnson Central. And he takes one outside, and Hager starts off here in the bottom of the 5th inning, falling behind the leadoff hitter. Needs a strike. Does not get it. 3-0. So Johnson Central a pitch away from getting the leadoff hitter on base. And then all kinds of things can happen there at this portion of the ball game and at this juncture of the lineup. And there's ball 4. So Ronnie, Johnson Central leadoff hitter on at first. Number 9 hitter coming to the plate, Crace. You want to move him over, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking right now. And Will Ward is going to go out and have a talk with his pitcher.
And it is how we're going to play this. Who's covering second? Now, I always like for my hitter in this situation to bunt the ball toward the first baseman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, make the first baseman field it. So you got the shortstop covering second. The second baseman's going to come over and cover first, because you want to put it in a position where the pitcher, or the first baseman has to field the baseball.
I agree.
And there's also the way, let's just get the ball down and let's see what happens. But one thing about it, I think that you want to keep it away from the left side of the infield. And we'll see if the young man can sacrifice. He may be swinging away. We've seen him square the bunt and then pull it back and slap it in. And then also, if he's got good control of the bat, might be a good time for the old hit and run.
Grace grounded out to third his last time.
All kinds of things can take place. Big lead out at first base, that's for sure. And the throw over is going to be wild, and he's going to try to advance.
He'll make it easily.
So much foul room, so first part of the strategy is taken out of the equation. Now do you do the same thing?
Now I am bunting, and I'm bunting at the third base and make him come in and field it.
And if you use the second baseman to hold the runner on second, that's going to create a big natural gap into right field.
He's showing bunt, and he does. Bunts it hard, but the pitcher's going to go to the second baseman covering first.
The only play he had.
I like the execution. Good job by Crace.
That ball deadened a little bit in the turf. It was bunted hard, but didn't get to the pitcher quite as fast as you thought, but there would have been no chance of play at third base. So really the first big threat with a runner at third with less than 2 out.
And it's going to be the leadoff hitter, Cameron Kelsey. He has struck out and drew a base on ball. He also is the only runner until this inning to get to third base. Well, no, excuse me. That Johnson Central twice they've had a runner to third base. I stand corrected. What do you think? They were in at the corners. Do you think squeeze here at any point maybe?
With 0-0 in the 5th inning, I think it is not out of the equation. And now we're going to have an offensive timeout, and the third baseman and the batter are coming to the coach at third base box.
Well, we're having a few conferences now every inning. The infield's going to meet at the mound.
So there's one thing, and you can see Mouton, the catcher, he's telling everybody what we're going to do, it looks like. And one thing that I think that you do if you're a pitcher and you see the guy square on the suicide squeeze, you're not trying to hit him, but you're bringing it high and tight inside because the runner has to commit down the line, and you fix it so the batter cannot get a bat on the ball. And if that happens, you can get a run down or get a tag on the guy coming from third base.
Baseball 101. He turns to square. You throw one right at the up and in.
But the problem here is up and in is going to be to the wrong side of the plate. You got to throw it outside, don't you, with a left-handed hitter. There it is. It was not a suicide squeeze, but it was going to be a delayed
Now
bunt.
he's behind in the count 0-2. You wouldn't dare try a bunt with an 0-2 pitch, would you? Kelsey, a contact hitter.
I'll tell you what, coming way down the line on the pitch is Ethan McCarty. He's getting a third of the way down. Anything hit into the ground on the infield, it's going to be hard to get him at the plate if they continue to let him get that big lead at third base. I show the count 2-2. You know, you can see our scoreboard in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Runner at third, 2-2 the count.
Wow. Got ahead 0-2 Eugene and just maybe tried to be too fine. Now he's behind in the count 3-2. Big threat for Central. They have a runner at third and only one out, and their leadoff hitter up. And he lost him.
And now the wheels do start to spin, don't they? Usually your number two hitter in the lineup has great control of the bat.
Fourth walk given up by Hager in this game. Runners at first and third. Now let's see how Johnson Central plays it on the base pass.
Well, Mouton has stepped out in front of the plate. He's giving some signals of how they're going to play this.
Yep.
We saw yesterday where they threw like they were going to throw the runner that was attempting to steal out, and they
threw to second base.
Yeah, the second baseman cut it off. You might see the old third to first pickoff move.
Okay, you called it. Has that ever worked?
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen it work.
There's the strike.
Runner made no attempt to steal. Butcher up. He has grounded third and struck out in this game, 0 for 2.
I doubt that it has worked many times.
Boys quickly head 0-2 to Butcher now. That gives you some options.
Are they showing some respect for the fact that Mouton threw out two runners yesterday?
I think that would have something to do with it. They've seen his arm.
Right now, of course, the double play always a factor with Pike Central at double play depth of the middle. But you also got to look at coming home from the corners. I think if I've got my runner on third base right now, I'm going to break on contact.
Popped out of play, but the runner was going. Boy, he had a gap, didn't he, between first and second?
He did. And the runner had a great jump.
Usually your leadoff hitter can move down the line, and that's Cameron Kelsey at first base right now.
Pike's going, but comes back at first base. It's fouled off again.
Eugene will look out beyond the outfield fence, people in lawn chairs, and some have spread the blankets and enjoying the game.
And Johnson Central is going to score the run.
Didn't understand throwing through there. I really don't. Not in a tight game like this. The steal second, it was successful, and the runner comes home from third with the first run of the game.
Did somebody miss a sign? That's also a possibility. But the ice has been broken. Now, does that rattle you pitcher a little bit?
Could very well. Full count now.
One out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Johnson Central has scored the first run of the game.
Without the aid of a hit. And Butcher draws the third base on ball in this inning.
That is the worst enemy of a pitcher.
Runners at first and second. Roy Hager's really struggled these last two innings. He's not helped himself. He walked one in the fourth. He's walked three here in the fifth.
And we're going to have a pinch runner come in for the ball game for Johnson Central.
Number 12. Connor Atkins.
Now batting number 2, Addison Burchett.
So Johnson Central executes the double steal, and they get on the scoreboard 1-0.
That is deep.
Outfielder's got to play on it. That's Thornsberry. Makes the catch. Gets it back in. The runner advances from second to third. You do not get credited with a sacrifice fly on a runner going from second to third. Only from third to home. Well, here comes Chase Priest. He's flied to center and walked.
He is the leading RBI man for Johnson Central on the season, knocking in 43 runs. I'm not so sure I would just go ahead and put him on. That way you'd have a force at every base. Definitely not going to give him something good to hit.
First pitch is high. Ball one. To Priest. Johnson Central has scored. They've gone up 1-0.
We've got another Zoom meeting taking place.
And we're going to have another conference at, no. Not much I don't think the plate umpire can do in this situation, but we've had more conferences in the last two innings than Congress meets. Each team still with one hit here in the bottom of the fifth. This game's hit a lull. Boy, it moved along. We talked about it, but boy, the last two innings have taken an eternity, even without runs scored. We've had conferences after every batter.
No, for some reason I'm thinking I was only thinking you were out of two offensive conferences in an inning. So Priest will step back in. Head in the count 1-0.
Now batting number 15, Randy DeLong.
He might have just got out of the inning if it stays in the park.
Got him on the fist.
And it falls about 1.5 feet past the backstop.
Priest 0 for 1 officially.
Just enough to get out of play. Well, they're playing him deep, aren't they? But a big gap out in left center field. Wild pitch. And the run scores, and the runner trying to go to third, and he's in there. Boy, that's some aggressive base running. The runner goes from first to third on the wild pitch, and a run scored.
Will Ward is complaining. He thinks that the ball got stuck and the runner went from first to third. He should have to go back to second. Catcher held his hands up.
Well, if the catcher did hold his hands up, you still can't reach in and get it. The umpire has to come and inspect it. So they're going to bring in the third base umpire.
And it's where he goes back to third. That's the only thing we're talking about here. I mean, back to second, the runner at third. The runner that scored was on first base. That's no problem.
We'll send it to New York and see what they say on the instant replay.
That will work.
But the rule is that you hold your hand up, and the umpire's got to come and look at it. If you reach in and pull it from under the fence, or if you reach out of play and get it and bring it in, then. But they're saying that the catcher put his hands up, that the ball was not he could not get to it. So there's no doubt that he put his hands up saying the ball was not in play. Sean Hall is going to say, well, he picked the ball up and you didn't go look at it. So I think he's losing the argument the way that he's talking to the umpire right now. He's going to lose this argument, and they're going to put the runner back at second base.
Boy, Hall is really demonstrative. He's upset.
And it's really, at this juncture of the game, it's more important that they made their ruling. They're not going to change it. And so don't fight it. Because if he keeps going, they're showing a lot of patience.
Well, the home plate umpire can't get away from him. Sean Hall really upset with the call. Are they going to put the runner back to second?
They are. There's no doubt that Mouton put his hands up, that the ball was stuck in the fence. But did he go get it to try to make a play? That would negate that. But the umpire says that he did not. Sean Hall says that he did. I'll give you one guess whose ruling counts the most.
Count, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Counts 2-1 on Chase Priest. Seems like an eternity.
But you got your run across. A base hit, he's going to score from second anyway.
McCarty and Kelsey have come across to score the runs for Johnson Central. They've scored two without the benefit of a hit. 3 base on balls. And a perfectly executed sacrifice bunt. A wild pitch.
And I'll go back to that play. And I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about the guys in blue. They just didn't say, I'm making a call. That's the way it's going to be. They went and got everybody's opinion of what they saw, and they made the ruling based on that. And I like that. Instead of just saying that's the way it is, they talked it over to everybody, and everybody saw that the way it was to put the runner back at second.
4th base on ball issued in the inning by Hager.
Be interesting to check it back on replay if it becomes a factor of the ball game.
Crum's going to come up for the 3rd time. He struck out both times previously.
4-1 the score. Johnson Central over Shelby Valley in girls softball. And that game is in the 5th inning. Well, healthy cut there. Crum comes up missing.
1-2 count now. Well, Hager wanted that. That was a breaking ball on the outside corner. Count evens at 2-2. 2-0. Johnson Central has scored 2 runs here in the 5th inning to take the lead. And Hager fans, Crum for the 3rd time. We've come to the end of the 5 innings with the score: Johnson Central 2 and Pike Central 0.
Here at Appalachian Medical, our team has extensive experience in dealing with respiratory disease. That's why we specialize in respiratory products and disease management. We want to bring our knowledge and know-how to help patients live a healthier life. Appalachian Medical was developed by clinical professionals. We have more than 30 years of combined experience in respiratory disease management, case management, critical care, and more. Our respiratory therapists are skilled and compassionate. With offices in Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, let us be the ones you trust with your medical health care. Let the folks at Double Quick help you start your 2022 off right. They've brought back the Bourbon Pecan Coffee for a limited time only. You can also quench your thirst with the great deals on fountain drinks they offer daily. Double Quick is your one-stop shop for everything. They offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can stop by one of their many storefront locations spread throughout eastern Kentucky. Stop by and let Double Quick make your day better. If you was pushed out of the area because of loss of work in the coal industry, look no longer. Jim Marr is here for you. Jim Marr is now hiring for all positions in the coal field. Stop by their offices in Logan, West Virginia or in Wheeling, West Virginia and apply today.
Welcome back, everyone. Top of the 6th inning. Hunter Blevins, he's thrown a jewel of a game through 5 innings. He's allowed only 1 hit. His team gets him a couple of runs with the aid of 4 base on balls, and we are at the top of the order for, that's going to be W.G. Newsom batting for Pike Central. Newsom will be followed by the top of the order, Blake Hager and Mouton.
So we go to the 6th. Pike Central down 2.
Newsom struck out in his only appearance thus far.
Blevins in the wind and the pitch, and that's a strike, and just broke beautifully on the inside corner.
You know, in that situation, the hitter's kind of helpless. I'm telling you, you're digging in, maybe you're guessing fastball, and boy, they just throw a beautiful curve, and sometimes you just have to sit there and look at it.
The 0-2, 1-2-3, and going down on strikes is Newsom for out number 1 here in the 6th inning.
It's going to bring up Blake Hager, the pitcher, the leadoff batter.
Now batting number 9, Blake.
Needs to help himself by getting on base.
He has struck out and reached on the fielder's choice.
Blevins works more out of a wind than what we have witnessed in games in the previous day and the 4 first-round games. And he starts Hager off with a strike on the outside corner, off-speed pitch. And he's in the rhythm. Delivers. Misses low.
Eugene, my understanding, championship night will be Wednesday. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Teams get a day off tomorrow.
Now batting number 30, Joseph.
Base hit into right field. waited on that curveball and caught it just after the break. And Pike Central gets a runner aboard as they come with Mouton, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, hitting .313 on the season.
Mouton 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded to the first baseman unassisted and popped out to short.
Is that the second hit of the ball game for Pike Central?
It is.
And so Mouton taking his time, getting into the box. Hager with a nice lead at first base. Blevins takes a look at him. And there's a swing and a foul.
You know, the old adage, you know, left-hander does a better job of holding runners on, but I'm not so sure about that. I never did really buy into that. You know, when you've got a right-hander, you can't see really the ball in the glove and the motion and everything. Just a personal opinion. I think that most managers would rather have a left-hander holding a runner on.
The pitch in the dirt, and I'll tell you what he's using. It looks like he's using the slide step. Instead of picking the front foot up and delivering, he's sliding it, which gives the pitcher a little bit of an advantage.
2-0. Johnson Central scores the first 2 runs of the game in the bottom of the 5th.
Great base stealers would study the footwork. There's the slide step again. Coming to the plate, the ball fouled, wide of third. So Mouton down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Want to thank our sponsor, T-Mobile, for powering this championship tournament at Stonecrest Park. 1-2 the count. Big pitch here to Mouton, and they're going to step across and throw to first. And you know, at one time, Major League Baseball even put a 45-degree angle white line on the mound that you had to step to the left of that if you were going to first. Now Blevins is working from the third base side of the pitching rubber, and there's another grounder.
Well, think about it. They're going to have a tough time, I think, forcing Hager. He's getting a good jump at first base. He's got a big lead. As we've said earlier, boy, with the first baseman holding the runner, the second baseman is shading towards second base. A big hole on that right side of the infield. Gigantic.
Nice situation for a hit and run. That was lifted sky high on the right side of the infield, and coming in and looking it over, Gavin Crum makes the catch, and that's out number 2 of the inning. He was trying to give it a shot to right field, but got under it.
That's going to bring Caden Crum up. He's 0 for 2, struck out, grounded to third.
Crum, one of the better shortstops. He's just a baseball loving kid is what we've been told. Loves the game. Plays it well and got a chance right now. He needs to help his team with a base hit right here. Put some pressure on Blevins. And he lines one up the middle, and that is going to be straight at the center fielder. Cameron Kelsey did not have to move out of his tracks, and that's out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Johnson Central with a 2-0 lead over the Hawks of Pike County Central. Powered by T-Mobile. This is the 15th region tournament from Stonecrest, Prestonsburg Sportsplex. And this is D&D Sports.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
If you're looking for a great selection and a great experience for your next Harley-Davidson, come on down to Mountain State Harley-Davidson here in Del Barton, West Virginia.
We have new 2023 models in stock and ready for delivery. Special financing available.
or choose pre-owned with one of the largest inventories in the tri-state area with great low prices.
Visit our showroom filled with licensed Harley-Davidson apparel and more.
Don't write that check until you check with us, Mountain State Harley-Davidson, 61 Priest Bottom Road, or visit us online at mountainstatehd.com.
We are back at Stonecrest, and looking at we have a change, or is that still?
No, there's a change. Hager's gone to first base.
And who has come in?
I'm just wondering, is from here, that looks a lot like Isaac Blankenship. We'll check that and see.
Yes, that is Blankenship on the mound.
So he moves from first base to pitcher, and Hager goes from pitcher to first. McClanahan came in against Shelby Valley yesterday, faced only one batter, walked him.
I'm like you on talking about the rule changes on the uniforms, and the uniforms are pretty and everything like that, but dark numerals on dark jerseys are very hard on us guys in the press box. But it is number 10. Isaac Blankenship. He has a 3.15 ERA on the season. So Johnson Central would like to play add-on here, leading 2-0. Before Pike Central will have one more chance to tie things up. And Shepard going to lead things off for Johnson Central. He had 36 hits and 105 at-bats in the regular season.
He has popped to second and reached on an error.
And the first pitch to him is off-speed ball upstairs. Still 4-1 across the way in the 6th inning. Johnson Central leading Shelby Valley in girls softball, and that's a 2-0 count. And right now, you got to throw strikes. You're down 2-0. You don't want to let them add on here in the bottom of the 6th. And that was lifted foul out of play to the right side.
He walked the only batter he faced yesterday against Shelby Valley.
At 8 o'clock tonight, anticipated matchup between Pikeville and Paintsville. Oh, there's a slow breaking ball that just really tied Shepard up. Called strike 2. Playing Shepard straight away. The right fielder hugging the line a little bit. There's a ground ball headed towards third. And the throw across the diamond is in time. Score at 5-3. Mandrell to not Blankenship, but
Hager at first.
Hager moved over to first. Mandrell's had some busy times over at third base.
Logan Morrow is going to pitch hit for McClanahan. Logan Morrow.
Getting his first look.
McClanahan went over 2. It popped out to first and struck out.
Started him off with a breaking ball. So in high school, you're the umpire. There's a drive that's back into right center field. That's got a chance. It's down, and it's going to the wall. That's at least 2, and going to stop at second is going to be Morrow with a stand-up double into right center field. Well hit ball.
A good call by Coach Sean Hall. Pitch hits, and he comes through with a double to right center. Only the second hit for Johnson Central in this game.
You reckon he might put,
excuse me,
put me in, coach, on his playlist? Out at second base, and the pitch. Another breaking ball for a strike. And at the plate is McCarty.
He is grounded to first, walked, and scored a run. Scored the first run of the game.
So Johnson Central would like to add to this 2-0 lead. And the pickoff attempt at second was a fake.
2-0 Johnson Central with the lead. They scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th.
Here's a check swing. Did he go? They're checking down at first, and they say no, he did not.
I think the girls' softball has reached the top of the 7th inning. I think Shelby Valley's down to their last at bat, trailing 4-1.
Johnson Central with a miraculous comeback last night. A 3-run homer in the bottom of the 6th, put them up. They added another run, ended up winning by 2, I believe, was the final score.
7-4.
3, okay.
But I'm like you with young lady Mrs. Hannah on the mound and a 4-1 in the lead in the 6th. I'm thinking you're in pretty good shape. She doesn't blow many leads.
The 2-strike pitch just outside.
Ooh.
Number 9, Elena Tackett.
We'd like for you to hit the like and share button. We had people from several areas watching the games last night, cheering on their favorite team and their favorite players, nephews that were on the field. We'd like to hear from you. Swing and a miss. On one game last night, we had over 5,000 viewers. And I think each game had about 3,000, a minimum, of views. So it's our pleasure to bring you these games on D&D Sports.
Boston Crace up. He is 0 for 1 officially. He grounded out to third base and a sacrifice bunt.
And there's a pitch that's taken for a strike on the outside corner. Very important whether Pike Central can get 2 runs in the 7th or not. It is important not to let this 3rd run score that's out at second base. And that was going to hit the batter. So getting on the hard way for Johnson Central is Boston Crease, and he'll be on at first base.
First hit batsman in the game. We should be going back to the top of the order to Cameron Kelsey. He has walked twice, struck out, scored a run.
I like the way he swings the bat. You know, if he gets his pitch, he may hug one down that right field line.
Johnson Central 2 runs on 2 hits. Pike County Central no runs on 2 hits.
And a little inside out swing, fouled into the parking lot behind third base. Oh, I was just informed we had 17,000 viewers last night.
Ooh.
Should be a strike, and it is.
You would think this matchup would favor Kelsey. He's a left-handed batter. He's a slap hitter. You know, Blankenship's coming mostly with off-speed stuff.
And he comes with a fastball, and Mouton wanted that one.
Tried to frame it. You could drive 3 semis in the hole between third and short. They're trying to hold the runner on, keep him.
That one's in the dirt. So 2-2. Now this is the pitch you got to get. You do not want to go 3-2 and have the runners being able to leave on the motion to the plate. And that is ball 3. And so everybody will be off and running. Once that Blankenship starts his motion, so that means a single into the gap could possibly score a couple runs.
Interesting that Kelsey does not use a batting glove.
And he lifts that one short left field, and Atkins is going to make the play to retire the side. So they get a hit. They strand 2. And Pike Central's got 3 outs. They need 2 runs to tie it. And we'll be back with the 7th inning, powered by T-Mobile. This is D&D Sports.
Tax season coming up. If you're looking for a car lot with no bumps, no added tags, no gimmicks, no added dealer markups, come to Man Toyota in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We'll have you leaving our lot saying, man, what a deal.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
Hi, everybody. Dave Baker here for Citizens Bank in Kentucky. Do you want to love your car even more? How about putting extra cash in your pocket each month by refinancing with new low rates at CBK? It is fast, it's easy. All you have to do is log on to wearecitizens.bank.
If you're looking for a pharmacy that's still got a hometown feel, come to Kemper Pharmacy in Kemper, Kentucky. They'll treat you like family from the second you walk through the door. You can also get free University of Kentucky basketball schedules today at Kemper Pharmacy. Kemper Pharmacy is a proud supporter of all mountain athletes.
Well, Pike County Central, they've got to get a couple of runs. They're down to their final 3 outs, trailing 2-0. As we go to the top of the 7th inning. Scoreboard shows bottom of the 6th out there, but it is the top of the 7th. Our scoreboard in your right hand corner screen shows that it is the 7th inning, top of the 7th. And Blankenship will lead it off for Pike Central. Important to get this first man on if you're Pike Central. And he takes a cut, and he was definitely trying to make it a 2-1 ball game. And on the other side, it is important for Blevins to get that first out. And there's a strike right down the middle. So 0-2 count to start things off here in the top of the 7th. 2-0 Johnson Central lead. That one's outside. Food City Community Trust Bank and Appalachian Wireless are the corporate sponsors for this tournament. And time is called. And of course, on D&D Sports, we're powered here at the Sportsplex by T-Mobile. The pitch stays away.
Blankenship's 0 for 2 in this game. He's grounded out to third, and he flew out to right.
This is the pitch you need to, you know, this is the pitch that Blevins wants to get him on. And there's a drive into center field, and coming on and making the play,
Kelsey.
Cameron Kelsey. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the 7th.
How about number 11, Peyton Compton?
And that's going to bring Peyton Compton to the plate. Peyton hit over 400 for the Hawks on the season.
0 for 2, grounded to third and struck out.
He's due for a base hit. And the pitch. Ronnie, it's got to get time. We've got to start thinking about player of the game. And if it holds the way it is right now,
Easy for me.
I'm going to vote for Hunter Blevins.
It's going to be easy for me. I tell you what, he's not worked up a sweat, looks like to me. I mean, he looks like he could go out there and throw another 8 or 9 innings.
The grounder over to Callahan. Did he get it? Yes. Kept his foot on the base. What a stretch out there by Gavin Crum.
Boy, that was as we like to say in baseball, another 8 or 9 innings.
The grounder over to Callahan. Did he get it? Yes. And boy, I tell you what, he stretched out. That would put you in traction if you did that, Ronnie.
Well, Mandrell, he's got a base hit and struck out. He's the last hope.
And he's gets started out with a strike. Man, what a stretch. I didn't see how good it was until I watched the instant replay on the monitor.
You know, the umpire, like he should, he took a long time to make the call to make sure he stayed on the first, two things. You got to get control of the baseball, and you got to keep the foot on the bag.
Well, I'll tell you what, Crum has been over a couple times at their first base. I believe here's a ground ball to short. Gloved by Shepard, and a high throw. The runner is safe. So there is still a chance for the Pike County Central Hawks as the tying run comes to the plate.
Second error of the game against Central. And here comes Shearer. He's struck out, and he's popped to second. 0 for 2.
Well, it just goes to show if you put the ball in play, something good can happen.
Thought that was the game. He handled it on the short hop, and just a wild throw to first. First baseman was not able to make the tag.
Maybe a little anxious to celebrate. That one inside. Nearly hit him. Win, lose, or draw, Will Ward has deserved a lot of credit for getting the Hawks to the semifinals of the region tournament in his first year as a manager.
That he has.
And going through a lot of injuries with these players as well.
Will Ward, I can say this, loves baseball.
We've known that since we've seen him play as a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You've coached against him in many a game with your son, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. He's a competitor, too.
And of course, you talked about Hall at Johnson Central, the years that he has put in. That's going to be down the line. That's a fair ball. And Pike Central has the tying run aboard.
Well, that time third baseman had no choice but to eat that one, and it goes as an infield hit. And Central still alive.
And
third hit of the game for Central.
Coming to the plate, I have Hunter Atkins. Is that who you
Yes.
have?
Hunter has reached on the base on balls and struck out.
Had a big base hit yesterday. So the runner at first is the tying run. That's the one that Central has to be concerned about, and they're not holding him on.
Now batting for the Hawks, number 4.
Be quite honest with you, Ronnie, that'd be the man I would hold on. I wouldn't worry so much about the runner at second. Look at the lead he's got at first base. I was taking inside ball too.
I think this may be the first time in the game, if I'm correct, that Central's had multiple runners on base.
Who do we have on deck should Atkins get on?
That would be W.G. Newsom.
There's a strike. Now it is a hitter's count, 2-1. The 2-1 stays away. If you're going to get in trouble, it's best to do it with 2 outs, and that's what Blevins is in. He's in a little bit of a jam. 2 men on, a 3-1 count on the batter. And a base hit into left field. And they are going to bring the runner and a strike to home plate, and the ball game is over. What a throw by Boston Crace to Brock Butcher. The tag applied, and Johnson Central wins it 2-0. And that was nothing but a BB thrown from left field by Boston Crace to get the outfield assist. And Johnson Central will now play for the championship of the 15th region tomorrow night as they will take on the winner of Pikeville and Paintsville. That is our next game coming up. A thriller here in our first game, 2-0. And both teams deserve credit and sportsmanship on the field as they shake hands. As Johnson Central wins it 2-0, we'll take a break, and when we come back, Ronnie Paul will have the final totals for you And then we'll reset and get ready for Pikeville Paintsville, the winner, to meet Johnson Central Wednesday evening for the championship of the 15th region, powered by T-Mobile. This is D&D Sports.
Here at Appalachian Medical, our team has extensive experience in dealing with respiratory disease. That's why we specialize in respiratory products and disease management. We want to bring our knowledge and know-how to help patients live a healthier life. Appalachian Medical was developed by clinical professionals. We have more than 30 years of combined experience in respiratory disease management, case management, critical care, and more. Our respiratory therapists are skilled and compassionate. With offices in Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, let us be the ones you trust with your medical health care.
Looking for a new pharmacy? Howard Family Pharmacy offers fast and friendly service and convenient drive-thrus at both locations.
Tax season coming up. If you're looking for a car lot with no bumps, no added tags, no gimmicks, no added dealer markups, come to Man Toyota in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. We'll have you leaving our lot saying, man, what a deal.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come. This is where...
Welcome back, everyone, in semifinal game number 1. Final score, Johnson Central 2, Pike Central nothing. Scoreless game through 4.5 innings, and with the aid of 3 walks and a perfect sacrifice bunt and a wild pitch, Johnson Central was able to plate 2 runs without the aid of a hit. Quick look at the stats for Johnson Central. They had 2 runs on 2 hits. But they did receive 6 walks in the game combined from the 2 pitchers, Isaac Blankenship and the starter, Blake Hager. And those walks really came back to haunt Pike Central. The bottom of the 5th inning, Ethan McCarty, he led off with a base on balls. There was a sacrifice bunt from Boston Crace, a base on balls to Cameron Kelsey, then another base on balls to Cole Ward, but there was a wild pitch with McCarty scoring, and then the base on balls to Priest, and another wild pitch, and Johnson Central was on top 2-0. Little did we know that would be all the scoring in the game. Once again, 2 runs, 2 hits. Cole Ward had a base hit in the game, and also Logan Morrow with a pitch hit double in the game. Strikeouts, Johnson Central, they struck out in this game 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So 6 Ks by the Pike Central staff combined. Now let's look at the stats from Johnson Central. Pike County Central. They had no runs on 4 hits. They struck out 7 times, and they only issued 1 walk in this game. Patrick Mandrell had 1 hit. Also a hit for Blake Hager, and then there was 2 hits in the top of the 7th inning. And Pike Central had runners on first and second, 2 out. Hunter Atkins lined a base hit to left field, but I'm telling you, the left fielder made a tremendous throw home, right on the money. It had to be. It was a bang-bang play, but Boston Crace made the great throw. That was our defensive play of the game, and they tag out the runner at home. That was Cameron Shearer, and that was the ball game. 2-0. Johnson Central with the win over Pike County Central. Now our Mingy player of the game Well, it's going to be a pitcher. Hunter Blevins throws a shutout, gives up 4 hits, strikes out 7, walks only 1 in this game. Done an outstanding job on the mound. Anytime you throw 7 shutout innings, you've done your job. So once again, the Mingy player of the game, Hunter Blevins. With that, 2-0 the final. We have one finalist already set. That's Johnson Central. We're going to leave the stream right now, the live stream, but we'll be back with a much anticipated matchup as it will be Paintsville taking on Pikeville to determine the other finalist for Wednesday night's game. Once again, the final from here from Stonecrest. I want to thank our cameramen and Lathan Hall and, of course, Darryl McCory with us tonight. Thomas Rainey on production. Eugene Newsom, partner tonight. And we'll be back. We'll say so long, and we'll see you after a while for Paintsville versus Pikeville.